screen. Cheers.
Cheers. Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, in that technicolor reign between, it's your boy Trey Proper.
It's your boy Big Herb.
And it's your boy, Mr. Petty, more petty than Mephisto in Small Claims Court.
It never ends.
Rick Stroh.
Thank you guys for joining us here once again on Blerds and Whiskey Lab. We got a great show lined up for you. As always, consistently week after week, every Sunday at 12. Make sure you hit that like, share, subscribe button. And we're going to get right into it. Gentlemen, what you drinking this week?
Because I'm thinking about you guys. You're my family. Corona.
Can we just get into the show before you start?
I got Bushmills Black Bush Irish whiskey. Mix that up with some vermouth, dash of bitters, and a little bit of triple sec. And I made myself a fancy Manhattan with a cherry somewhere down here. I lost the stem, so I just threw the cherry in there.
Nice.
All right.
I'm drinking Jack and Coke out of a red Solo cup.
All righty.
Hey, that's classic right there, man.
Red Solo cup. I fill you up. Let's have a party. Okay, all right.
So what are you drinking there, Mr. Proper?
I am sipping on, since it is a special day, I'm partaking in some Willet Bourbon, my favorite so far. The 94 proof that I got a few weeks back, thanks to my lovely mother. It's a tasty beverage. I'm doing that in ginger ale. I'm making it simple. So, but also, we have a very special announcement. And something that we don't usually do here. It's a little strange, a little different. But next week, we got a huge show lined up for next week. And for that show, because it is so special to us as well as our special guest, we are actually not going to drink next week.
Sober show.
Sober show.
Blerds and sobriety.
Drinking
that all, boy.
Ever done a sober show?
We'll be drinking water or juices. Chasers? It's called soda, Cam.
Right. Well,
don't worry about what's in my cup. It's in my cup.
I mean, listen, we're going to have to be nice and sober because we're going to have to ask some nice in-depth questions. And listen, if you got to watch the whole show next week because this is going to be a banger for y'all, I swear.
Yes. Oh, yeah. And definitely. It really is.
Yes. I'm looking at the comments. What?
Yes.
We've never done a sober show. I mean, we don't get too twisted here, but yeah, we're gonna be very focused and professional coming next week.
I can't promise that, Aaron. He said no cursing show too. Can't promise that.
Baby steps, okay? Just baby steps.
Started that in the beginning, and that was even hard to go through in the beginning. So
yeah, the curse count. My curse count was just said, bruh.
Yeah. Especially with what we have lined up for you. So, guys, please make sure you tune in next week, 12 o'clock here, Eastern Time. And we're gonna have fun. We're gonna have fun. You guys are gonna learn a lot. So please be looking forward to this. But since we're here right now, we got to get into the show we have for you right now. Big Herb, here's with the church announcements.
Alrighty, so starting off, as always, Herb's Blerds and Sports and Whiskey. Be sure to like, share, subscribe on all social media platforms. Also, OTTV on Roku. You guys know it. We've been saying it for the longest time. Go and check out our prior episodes on the homie Overtime Sims Network on Roku. BlurCon tickets, guys. We're officially a month away from BlurCon. Be sure to get your tickets to $60 for the whole entire weekend. You got raves, you got gaming stations, you got everything there. I mean, it's amazing. If you haven't been before, time to go. It's the first convention that we're going to since the whole entire pandemic started. So get your tickets. Guys,
get your shots.
Yeah, get your vaccine.
Yeah, get your vaccines because they're not going to let you in without your vaccine cards to let you know that.
Otherwise, you won't get magnetized.
Look, I'm vaccinated. Oh, it didn't work. Dumbasses.
I'm going to say, call me Magnegro.
So apparently, man, there's a rumor going on that Tyrese is lying or some shit like that.
Ain't a rumor.
It's something going on. But all jokes aside, seriously, comicbookmovie.com interviewed Tyrese about the Fast 9 movie, Trey. And so yeah, they asked him about Mobius. And
It's been 30 seconds. Fuck you.
They asked him about Mobius, and he said that it was part of the MCU. Sony came back 24 hours later and said, "Hold up, nigga, that ain't true."
Those weren't the exact words, by the way. Just
it wasn't
to clarify. Paraphrasing.
What's his name? Mobius is not part of the MCU, and
R. There's an R.
Cam, you want it or me? I got this.
Go ahead.
Why were they asking him about Owen Wilson's character in Loki? It's not Morbius, it's Morbius. Morbius.
Wow.
Morbius.
Guys, he's still on Herb's comic book journey right now. Let him live. Let him live.
Yeah.
Got you.
Let it go 3 times. 3 times he said, "Let it go."
Hey, look, we gotta get corrected at some point. So speaking of Tyrese, Fast 9 is coming out next week, fellas,
and we're going to the movies to see it, guys. Right after Cam gets off work next week, we are going to the movies, and Trey has that look on his face because he's bringing his black ass with us. Woo!
Hey, follow Mr. Petty B&W on Twitter. I will live tweet my commentary as I watch this movie.
Live tweet, and actually, I'm gonna go live from my Instagram. So follow Rick Stroh B&W on Instagram. I'm going live from my Instagram as soon as we get to the theater. This is happening. We're doing a thing, guys. Damn, America is back.
And follow me on Trey Proper everywhere because I'm definitely going to be live. Well, actually, I'm going to go live on TikTok so you can see my disdain. I legit.
It's going to be awesome.
I can't.
Oh, and I know she's not here right now, but Rita, you dodged the bullet. You dodged the bullet because you're supposed to be in with us.
The Matrix on that.
Lucky you.
All right, so
You're gonna magically have superpowers.
So this news came out again. Altered Carbon has been canceled.
Altered
Like change.
Altered.
Hey, look, I ain't going front. The first season was pretty good. The second season, I fell asleep a couple times too. It was kind of boring. The second season,
Really?
Yeah. So like the character arc was good and all, but it's just like, and I got nothing but love for Anthony Mackie, but the second season was kind of lackluster to me.
Hey, real quick, can I ask a question?
All right.
When they gonna put Anthony Mackie in an action hero role where he's not getting his ass beat?
There's a whole argument
He's
about
got
this
his
on
ass
Twitter
beat.
where it's like, can Anthony Mackie actually fight? Like,
Anthony
he's
Mackie
lit.
got his ass whooping everything.
If you look at every action movie he's been in, he gets served by somebody at every point.
I'm about to say not even an action movie. He got served in 8 Mile. He didn't even hear him rap at all.
Real name's
Hold on. He got served in fucking Black Mirror.
he got more than served in Black Mirror.
Yo. But like it's crazy. Like you're right. Like can Anthony Mackie fight? I don't know.
I'm gonna tweet at him. Later today once we get off because he'll answer shit. I'm like, yo, can you not fight?
Everybody tweet him.
You're not putting on for Louisiana, bro. Like you just get served all the time.
Everybody tweet him and tell him Blerds and Whiskey sent you.
So season 5 of Rick and Morty comes out tonight.
Yes. If you've never watched
it,
Rick and Morty for the last 4 years, I don't know what to tell you. Oh, well, 5 years. I don't know what to tell you. Like, it is an amazing show. It is awesomeness embodied. It gives us so much.
You son of a bitch!
It's such a quotable show. It's such a notable show. If you have not watched Rick and Morty, you've got 4 seasons to catch up. They're all on Hulu. Everybody has Hulu or access to Hulu some way, shape, or form.
He did get his ass whooping Pain and Gain too. God damn.
Oh yeah. I forgot all about that. I forgot he was even in that.
Damn.
Yeah. Wow.
Okay. He did.
And then he got his ass whooped by the law too, because he got the worst sentence. He got the death sentence.
Yo, the best part about Pain and Gain to me, I know we're getting off subject, but you just got to go back and look at it. When The Rock sits up there and testifies against them and is literally just pointing in court and then comes and sit back down in between the both of them, and all they can do is stare at him because he's just so much bigger than him, they can't do shit. They both just like, motherfucker. And he's just sitting there all peaceful. I've made my peace with Christ. Sorry.
Oh man, this is still based on true events. I laughed my balls off when he was grilling that hand.
But it's the hands on the grill. It's just like,
you got to grill that shit outside, Donnie.
That shit stinks. This is still
that
a
shit
real
stinks. That shit stinks, Donnie. You got to grill these outside. That shit stinks.
This really happened.
Right. Okay. All right. Keep going. We're not talking about Pain and Gain today. Let's keep it moving.
All right. We got us in the shout out to RDC World. So over the weekend they had won a dodgeball tournament and won $250,000. And Mark from RDC World was the MVP. Came in there talking shit like he always does in every single video, and just demolished every single person that was on that field.
Yeah, they also saw what he was going to do in the locker rooms because all the LeBron skins. So they didn't want none of that smoke.
Right. They didn't want him to have that I'm 36 meltdown again. So, but man. Shout out to RDC World. And they said afterwards, they like, man, we're gonna make all the videos. We're gonna make a movie using all this money. So I mean, again, just another crew of Black content creators just putting on for all of us, just doing big things, man. So shout out to Mark and the whole crew down there.
Mm-hmm. And last but not least, we have to send an ultimate shout out to Sha'Carri Richardson. She's going into the Olympics because she dominated the shit out of the 100 meter to clinch the trip to Tokyo for the Olympics. Shout out to you, honey. You are amazing, the fastest woman in the world. I don't give a damn what nobody say. She killing the shit. So be sure to look out in the Olympics for her because I predict she's getting gold all the way around.
Just look for the woman that actually goes Super Saiyan in 100 meters.
Yeah, I think. Hey, I was gonna say she should be cosplayer of the week with the gold hair she had, just flapping in the wind. Like
they tracked her time actually on the fit while it was on it while she was running, and they said she topped out at 24 miles per hour.
Yeah, that.
So yeah, shout out to you, hon. We hope you get the gold, and that completes the church announcements.
All right. So, speaking of cosplayer of the week, we are featuring Sinvon Quinzel. And who selected that? I'm sorry. Cam. Yes. All right. So go ahead.
Okay, fine. Third time's a charm, whatever.
Yes.
I like it's my segment. Yeah, so she's we give a shout out to again, she's from New York. She's a cosplayer of color. She's thick. She does a thing for the plus size. She does. My personal favorite is the big giant vampire lady. She had to do that. She did
Lady Dimitrescu.
Yeah, she did Wednesday Addams. She's done a lot of Marvel characters too. Like, so it's just like, and like what I actually like about her too is I've seen a couple of videos of like her interviews, and like the passion that she actually has for cosplay kind of like is one of those things. It's like, well, you know what? I like you and I like your cosplay. It's kind of like it's a combination of like how she just does and cares for the craft so much. So it's like it comes off as genuine, especially when she like does these cosplays. That's why she does cosplay so well, because it's come from a genuine place of fandom and appreciation. So shout out to her.
Shout out to BBW.
Love it. All right.
Yeah.
So what, Rick? What?
Nothing. Just keep going. Keep going with the show.
Making that face. Like
just keep going with the show, man.
Yes. Okay. So of course, today, like I said earlier, it's Father's Day. So we got some I gotta go right back to you, Mr. Petty, because this is also your segment. Yeah, put your drink down.
Now, this is my segment, which I will gladly take this for. As we go into our character of the week, shout out to all the pops out there and pops among pops. Here we go. Character of the week. Let's go. Character of the week. So today's character week is Father's Day, so who better than do the All-Father himself, the Sky Father, Odin. Odin is the father of Thor, Loki, and the king of Asgard. Oh yeah, he also has Hela too. Is the defender and ruler of the 9 realms. OP was a person, it would probably be Odin. It's very rare that you've seen Odin actually face defeat or come close to facing defeat. His power source is basically called the Odin Force. It goes into a sleep cycle like every once in a while to recharge, which does the Odin Force, which is probably the only time he is left in a vulnerable state, which is why he depends on the kingdom and Thor and people like that to stand guard, because naturally the enemies would try to take over from that. If Omega level is what people think is the end cap and most powerful, then he's probably what's called beyond Omega level. He's probably as powerful as most Celestials, but he's not considered a Celestial. He's battled the likes of Galactus. He's battled the likes of Thanos with or without the Infinity Gauntlet. I'll get to that in a second. Frost Giants, anyone who tries to take over the 9 realms or tries at least take over Asgard in the 9 realms, he's erased memory, he's banished people, he's locked people away with just using his power. He has mass manipulation. He's granted others and bestowed others powers. I mean, like I said, there's just almost no limit to Odin. Because comics. Or because Asgard. And that's just comics. If you think about the MCU, he's played by the great Sir Anthony Hopkins, Hannibal Lecter himself. If you think about the fact that he was able to hold back Hela for eons just using a part of his life force, Surtur from Ragnarok. The fact that Hela, who's almost if not more powerful than Thor or Loki and all of them, was only able to do a minor inconvenience to him. Hulk literally tried to smash, and all he did was just annoy him. He tore apart and destroyed all of Asgard, causing Ragnarok. And Odin was able to defeat him by himself. So something to think about. So another thing to think about. So make sure it's a fan theory going around. I honestly believe that he was the originator or holder of the Infinity Gauntlet before Thanos in the MCU. If you think about how he's able to conquer the 9 realms and his path of destruction that him and Hela laid waste with. If you think about certain elements of those powers are bestowed upon other Asgardians, like part of the Soul Stone is probably given to Idris Elba's character, the guy who can see everything, like he can see into souls. He sees all the souls through his eyes. Has the same color as the Soul Stone too. Or his father had the Ether, so he already knew of possession of one of the stones already, which is the Reality Stone. Loki's power, it kind of has a Reality Stone based effect on it. He probably was in possession of the Infinity Stones and Gauntlets. There was a replica of the Gauntlet already in the thing. They already owned the Tesseract. Honestly, there's not much I can keep going on and on about. He headbutt Galactus, for God's sakes. Shout out to Odin, the All-Father. Back to you guys. So all the previous characters of the week, if you go on hashtag, the actual word hashtag Camism, KAMISM, you go in there on YouTube, you can see all the previous characters of the week and soon the upcoming segments of my audio excerpts of the podcast coming up soon. So yeah, go ahead, like, share, subscribe on that. Also, if you notice one thing about Odin that it's probably going to be the most plain, easiest crowbar thing we got going on, is his beard. So let's go ahead and crowbar our Blerds and Whiskey promo special with the hashtag or the promo code Blerds1, and you can get yourself some beard struggle.
Would you stop moving?
Literally Odin's bliss. I mean, it's Vikings, it's Odin. Why not go ahead and throw in the beard struggle with the Viking logos and stuff like that on there? So if you want your godly locks, you can go ahead and get Blerds1 promo code 15% off. You can get yourself some beer off the beard struggle and get yourself some good locks that'll last forever, for immortal, for Valhalla.
Real quick before we get into it, I know this is going to disjoint everything, but I have to mention it because of the crowbar. Please look up the trailer for season 3 of Titans. There is literally somebody beating someone with a crowbar. And it flashes after they show Jason Todd dressed up as Robin. Then it goes to someone beating the shit out of somebody with a crowbar. Please look it up. It's amazing.
Please share that clip to the fan page so we can all see it once you find it. Oh, man. But speaking of Asgardians, we, of course, as the MCU has provided us with more content as things have gone on, and speaking of which, my son is watching Ragnarok really loudly in the other room, and Yeah, so sorry about that. Happy Father's Day. Yeah, love him. Anyway, did you guys watch Loki this week? God of Biscuits, episode 2.
Spoilers for those who aren't aware, but
oh,
spoilers.
If you have not watched it, please go watch it. Come back, watch us. You know, make sure you drop a like, whatever you have to do.
Or just watch it on mute until you watch it. Keep tuning. Keep tuning.
Okay, yeah. Either way. So, what were you guys' thoughts of this episode? Who wants to go first? Who wants to talk about it first?
Can I start? Can I start?
I saw your excitement. Go ahead.
So, I saw an interview with Kevin Feige where he said Loki is going to be the show that directly changes everything. And if you've seen episode 2, it directly changed everything. Everything. If you haven't watched it, sorry, I'm about to spoil the shit out of it. Lady Loki sends those time reset charges to 42 different time periods throughout the MCU. She sends one to Asgard. She sends one to Ego, to Sakaar. She sends a couple of them to America during a certain time, during certain different time periods. This shit has been amazing. It's 2 episodes in and it's been amazing. And no, Cam, shut up about Mephisto. You don't have anything to do with Mephisto. It is all about directly opening up the multiverse, and it's just getting more and more crazier every week, and I'm loving it.
So you're subscribing to the theory that the timekeepers have restricted the timeline to go the way they want it to, and this individual wants it to branch out and possibly be the real timeline that it's supposed to be, more canonically wise.
Well, actually, I think it's the philosophical debate of free will versus destiny. Because I mean, if you think about like the timeline, if it's everything that happens is supposed to happen, so shit that sucks in your life is supposed to suck in your life because that's the way it's supposed to be. It has nothing to do with whether or not you could have done something better or could have done something worse. And the reality is, in that particular world, the timeline that's supposed to be is what it is supposed to be. So if you're broke or you're poor or you're downtrodden or you're sad or people die in your life, that's supposed to happen. So I also feel like sometimes the idea of alternate universes is the definition of why sometimes the concept of free will no longer exists. Because if you think about it, in order for you to be here, 2 people had to get together and make you. So that means that no matter what happens in every timeline, specifically every timeline, those same 2 people make you. So this you in every single timeline, you're supposed to be there, no matter what circumstances happen. Different things, theories may apply, but the actual concept of alternate universes means that you're supposed to be here, and there is no free will. You have no choice in whatever happens to you in your life, so you might as well just let things happen. That's okay. We got something from off-camera guys who wants to come in. Let us know if y'all can hear him.
Hey, can y'all hear me? Comments? Yes.
You can.
All right. So
we can. I don't know them, but yeah, let them know.
All right. So my thing is the first episode where they took Loki and played his greatest hits. He was like, I'm destined to become the God King. They were like, no, you're destined to make other people, you are a catalyst for other people's greatness. You, sir, are a loser. What? No, but I'm destined to be the God King. It's like, no, you're destined to lose. Then why do you lose so much? How's about we rewind this tape? Loss. Boom, loss. Even when he was fucking DB Cooper, he lost a bet to Thor. That's all I wanted to say. Like, that shit right there would give Loki an existential crisis. Yo, I'm just watching myself lose for like a half hour, but this takes place over a course of years.
And then die.
Yeah, and then just to piggyback on what he's saying, as far as like just when they're getting ready to go to the actual store, he's like, yeah, because I'm the top Loki. No, you're not. No, you're not. And it's just like continuously keep on trying to say like, yeah, I'm do better. No, you're not.
You lose, sir. Good day.
So we've already revealed the fact that there's a female Loki that's running around. I mean, if you know behind the scenes, you know what's going on. That's who they're casted. But if you look at the credits, she's not casted as Loki.
Yeah,
it's a very good possibility this isn't Loki at all, but it's another Asgardian entirely. And that's an Asgardian that we have not seen in the MCU yet, and that is none other than the Enchantress, who has similar powers, but more so along the lines of sorcery and mind control than Loki. And it could be a possibility where she, for whatever, because she also canonically, she's in love with Thor. She loved Thor. She's obsessed with Thor. And she could have seen Thor fall from greatness and escaped Asgard during this destruction, got into the timeline, whatever have you, and then is trying to find a way to bring it back and make things better so they don't go in the same way that we've seen for the last 10 years. So I am subscribing to the thought process that this is the Enchantress. And she might have a Loki headset that head rest or
one horn.
Actually, crown, whatever have you, that gives her certain aspects of his abilities. But I think canonically she did have a horn headset as well too, right?
No.
Or would it
you're thinking about Hela.
She had more of a tiara.
Tiara, that's what I'm looking for. Yes,
right.
Yes,
But as far as the horn thing, that was more Hela than Enchantress. Enchantress never had the at least Marvel Enchantress, as you say. The word Enchantress is thrown around. I got.
We're gonna talk about the wiggly one from Suicide Squad.
No.
That doesn't exist. So I got a couple of questions then. Since you actually brought up a couple of interesting things. One, if you remember, Loki was very adamant about the differences in the power sets of what he was. He's like, one is illusion and one is what do they call it?
Projection.
Projection.
Mm-hmm.
And he explained the differences. So that might be the reason why there is a difference in their power sets, is because she's actually still not Loki. That could be a thing. But yeah, you're right. The whole Thor fall from grace because she's in love with Thor. So do you think she's trying to save Thor from becoming depressed cheese whiz eating drunken fat guy from Endgame? Not Endgame. Yeah, from Endgame. She's trying to stop that Thor from happening?
I kind of think so, because one of the places, again, she sent a reset charge to Asgard 8 years before the first Thor movie takes place. Like that's a crazy thing that she sent it to there, and it came out 2011. So what was that, about 2003 that she sent the charge? That's kind of crazy. Like, we don't know. We have no idea what's going on there. Then also, I think it's Enchantress because there's another top tier actor who has been cast that we've seen literally nothing from yet. I forget his name. You have to go. I'll find it. But it's Richard something. But he was cast in a role, and they haven't shown anything about him. So there's another major level character that's supposed to come that is in the credits that we have not seen or heard anything from yet. So that's why I'm kind of under the impression that this is Enchantress working with someone else to try and to Barry Allen the timeline, so to speak.
So do you think they're even gonna go to any of the timekeepers at some point just to fuck with them or something?
I don't know if they can touch the timekeepers, because like I think the timekeepers are in not only they say office, I think it's another dimension, who knows? Because like the way the time TVA is set up is like it's kind of like the nexus of all the multiverses.
Mm-hmm. Real quick, checking the comments on YouTube actually. Mason Smith, what's up, Mason? This sounds like the same plot from the Sailor Moon, where Sailor Pluto only lets the timeline she wants happen. That's pretty interesting. I've never watched Sailor Moon. But,
real quick, to reply to Comic Box on YouTube, what's on the grill? Lobster tails, my guy. Lobster tails. That's what's on the grill.
Are you sure it's not hands?
And I ain't even. Listen, hey, stay out of my personal life, Mr. Petty. Stay out of my personal life. But lobster tails, because I ain't got no kids. Ha ha.
So what if it's not Enchantress at all though? What if
it's
I mean I'm trying to think of like all the other Hela didn't die technically, right?
We don't know.
We really don't know, because I mean she pretty much was just there as
when Asgard exploded. But,
the sword went through her and it was a puff of green smoke. That's all we know.
No, did it go through her? No. Did it went through her? Did it go through her, or did it just? It went to the ground.
So, I was about to say, Sorter put the sword through the ground. So essentially, she just created a big spear out of the water. It collided. Sorter was like, "Cut it out!" And he put his sword right there.
I mean, she could have teleported. She could have went somewhere. She's also a god, so it doesn't. I was about to say, she floated in space somewhere, just floating.
Her power set is a power set that we haven't seen anything close to except for Thanos with the gauntlet in the MCU. So I mean, if they don't want her to be dead, she's not dead. So maybe Hela could show up. But I also think that we're going to see Kang by the end of this series.
We have to. We're done with time travel. Yes, absolutely.
So you're all saying no Mephisto?
I'm going to choke the shit out. Listen.
Not one Mephisto.
I'm gonna fight Corey, and then I'm gonna fight you. Right?
Wow. Yes. Update on that. We actually have a confirmation. We're gonna pick a date. We're actually gonna pick a date for this sparring session. This is gonna be interesting.
Happening.
This is gonna be interesting.
It's about to go down.
Now, we will not be releasing the address because y'all ain't coming to my house. But we will definitely live stream that on Trey's TikTok. So follow Trey Proper on TikTok. Anyway, so what I was going to say is that we definitely have to see Kang. There's no way we're not going to see Kang in this series, in my opinion. I do think that Hela has the possibility if she went back to her realm, if she's staying in the realm of quote unquote Asgardian death. Mm-hmm. If she goes there, she's all powerful, much like the other Hell Lords like Mephisto. So she's all powerful as long as she's there. But when she comes into the regular realms, she's not as strong. So it's possible that she teleported and is basically licking her wounds and getting her power back up.
I still think it's just a debate, philosophical debate of free will versus manifest destiny. So Loki chaos is essentially free will. If you think about in that aspect of it, he's like, yo, do what you want. What he does is he says that Loki is hiding in disasters. So no matter what they do to fuck up the time stream, they can't see it because some type of apocalyptic disaster happens.
Yeah.
So that's where they hide.
Pompeii and and apparently the 2050 big storm and shit.
Yeah, I mean, if there is a storm that takes place in 2050, it couldn't happen to a better place. Alabama, you suck.
There is one power aspect that everyone's forgetting though, that Loki or that particular Loki was doing, which was possession, because they were jumping from body to body. Mm-hmm. There wasn't manipulation or illusion. They were literally jumping from body to body. So that female Loki may not actually still be that actual Loki. It may have been just the body they chose for that particular time.
And it's interesting that you say that, right? Because every time they would transfer a body, there was a little green glow, a little green essence that would move from body to body. And if you look at there's a new commercial that was released online, and it showed Loki hitting someone, and there a green glow comes out of them. So that's pretty interesting. There could be more with that possession aspect. Maybe it's an older Loki possessing Enchantress. Possible.
Maybe. Yes. How I think if we're going strictly off the aesthetics that we see in the show, when there's they actually said in the show they were sharing consciousness. So it wasn't a possession necessarily. My consciousness is going over. So technically, yes, it is possession, but there's an original base. And also all the possessed individuals, the only powers you saw was either the green flowing through them or green eyes. And then the main Loki had green glowing hands. So that could be a signifier that I'm the original. This is the base where all things are transferring from. Possibly.
And Chuck even points out, apparently Roxanne grows in power and influence by 2050.
Oh, yeah. You misspelled.
Oh, yeah. Shout out to Roxanne.
You misspelled Roxanne. It's 2 X's, Chuck. Mr. Know-it-all, Mr. Smart Ass, Mr. I know everything.
Mic drop.
Also, real quick, did anybody else know that Loki's one weakness was a big trucker? That trucker was whooping his ass, man.
He was whooping his ass, Guardian.
Actually, the guy who was the big trucker, I saw this on TikTok, and I can't take credit from who revealed this, but it's actually the guy who did the motion cap for the Hulk in the new Avengers game.
Also, so shout out to comic books and YouTube. They actually pointed out something too. Loki also did a lot of possession too, like in the first Avengers movie, but because of Tesseract though.
There you go. Yes. Well, he had the Mind Stone.
Right.
That was inside the scepter.
That was inside the Tesseract.
No. The Tesseract was a cosmic cube. Loki had two Infinity Stones. He had the Mind Stone that was inside his staff. And that's what they broke in Ultron, and that's what they put on Vision. Was it Soul? Or is that
Soul? No. Vision has the Mind Stone.
Mind Stone.
Mine was the scepter. Tesseract was space.
Yeah. So Loki in the movies, MCU-wise, never did possession solo. He only influenced or whatever have you. Sorry, my phone's ringing. My bad. But yeah, he only. Happy Father's Day! Thank you, everybody. Happy Father's Day. I've been doing this for 3 years, so yeah, start calling home. I love you. Anyway, but yes, possession has never been canonically one of his abilities in the movies. Anyway, Mason Smith on YouTube. So, did the Mind Stone amplify Loki?
I was actually getting ready to comment on that one because that's actually something we were discussing later on. If you saw the character of the week in the MCU, how much influence or how much of the influence was replicated of Odin's influence was similar to all the Infinity Stones, Loki having possession of the Tesseract and the Mind Stone and stuff like that. So I feel like Loki already had a influence of the Mind Stone in his life, same as Wanda in the MCU was was it the Mind Stone or the Reality Stone? Reality Stone, right?
It was mine. It was Mind Stone. It was Mind Stone.
Mind Stone.
Her and Pietro's powers came from the Mind Stone,
which doesn't make sense. How does the Mind Stone give you super speed?
Because MCU.
Because comics.
No, that ain't. No, I'm not gonna. But
no, that's better. Because comic book rights are owned by different companies, so we got to figure this out. That's what that is.
Fair enough. So if we were to attribute, and I do apologize, if we were to attribute because that was one of the theories that Odin, like you said in the character of the week, Odin had the Infinity Stone the Infinity Gauntlet before anybody else. So his children were aspects of the Infinity Stone. So if we go strictly by the Asgardians that we've seen there, who do you think would have which stone? I'm going to go first. I'm of course going to think power would be attributed to Thor for his strength and lightning and stuff like that. So who else do you think lines up?
All of them.
I think
Hela definitely had the Power Stone too.
Think so?
Oh, Hela had a couple of stones.
She got a couple of stones. If you ask me, yeah. No. I mean, if you think about it, the fact that she was able to hold Mjolnir, the hammer, and she was also able to break it too. So it's like she cracked it. So it's like she kind of like her and Thor had a similar power set. That's when they kind of cancel each other.
Yeah. Mason Smith on YouTube. Yes, the Maximoff family in the MCU is broken, and yes, the Summers family is completely broken in the comics.
Oh, dude, don't even start on the Summers. But that's a whole.
I was about to say we could derail the whole show by talking about the Summers family in the comics.
As long as
the son older than the dad?
As long as not anymore, because he killed that old bastard. Yeah. No, but as long as we give Cyclops his props as the cocksmith that he is, we'll be in there. We'll be good because he's in everybody.
Yo, Cyclops is the ultimate fuckboy. Oh, jeez. Wait a minute. Hey, how are you? What's going on with you, sweetheart?
Hey, so you can turn into a stone diamond statue, can you?
So speaking of fuckboys, there's been a recent Twitter thing. I don't know if y'all actually kept up with Twitter.
Need more drink for this.
So season 3 of Harley Quinn is in production right now, and one of the scenes that came up was a scene where Harley Quinn kind of interrupted Catwoman. Batman was getting her Catwoman on, if you know what I mean.
He was giving her a tongue bath.
Right. So what ended up happening is that DC got a hold of it, and they were like, hey, this show's great and all. Everything that happened is cool, but can you take this one part out because that's something that heroes wouldn't do? And then they call a lot of
heroes don't do that.
And I'm over here like, see, this is why I tell people I'm going to be a villain, because like Catwoman. So y'all need to tell me, Selena Kyle, she dresses up
quadruple jointed.
She takes what she wants, she gets what she wants, and y'all gonna try to tell me that Batman, whose whole mouthpiece is exposed and has freaking handlebars, you mean to tell me you don't do none of that? Not one? Come on now. Come on.
Our radio communicators can.
Like heroes don't do that?
You will not disrespect the Batman.
Green Arrow does that. The man got a straight ass goatee.
Hey, Green Arrow do because Canary is singing.
Listen to me. I need y'all to listen to me right now. I need the women in the comments to respond to this. Warner Brothers saying that heroes don't do that. Ladies,
Yeah, are y'all Marvel fans now?
Right. The men that do that, is he not your hero? Is he not your hero? Warner Brothers. Clearly, all the executives of Warner Brothers have unsatisfied wives. They got a bunch of Ben Shapiros on the board at Warner Brothers.
You mean tell me that Martha and Thomas Wayne were originally from Jamaica? Me no do that. Me no do that. Me a true hero. Me no do that. Me no put my face in your pum pum. Me no do that. It's wrong. It's wrong. My face for eating food.
Okay. Realistically, let's look at the history of Batman's women. You got Catwoman. You mean tell me that don't happen? All right, cool. You got Talia al Ghul. Come on now.
You know Talia was riding that. Yeah,
she will kill you if you don't.
Bro, Talia put him in a triangle choke and said, "Beloved, you will not move until you are done."
So y'all mean to tell me?
Now, I have a question. Okay.
We got OCG coming in.
Yeah, they said, we're trying to sell action figures to kids here. First of all, this is not a kid's show. And
it's really not.
First of all, also adults buy action figures too.
Yes, we do.
What action is that about?
Tongue down.
I mean, we're adults. What action is that
We're
about?
adults. I'll go on more to that later today.
but his, I mean, I know this may sound off the wall, but I mean, whenever I never said any shit off the wall. Yeah, I'm being heard. Do you think that they're saying that because in this show, Catwoman is black? Are you saying that?
I honestly think it's
a race
because
thing.
I think it's just a bunch of unsatisfied wives at home and men that don't know what they're doing.
Bro, again, they got a bunch of Ben Shapiros on the board. Meanwhile, the person that really should be running the WB DCEU tweeted out a picture with just the word canon over it. Zack Snyder, you are my hero, sir. You are my hero. He tweeted out a picture of Batman going I'm about to die facing it. He was
there was I think it was the first I think it was the first Catwoman issue a couple of years back. Really, we didn't need the sound effects. We didn't need that. But they showed in the comics, they showed a frame by frame breakdown of Catwoman and Batman having sex in uniform. And it's heavily implied that he performed cunnilingus. So let's not pretend like
so apparently Batman is DJ Khaled.
Yeah, no. That just makes me think his beard is fake.
I'll say so. Let me get this straight.
That was a perfect crowbar right there.
So let me get this straight, DC. Y'all okay? Batman banging his best friend's daughter on a rooftop. Y'all okayed, but this is where you draw the line.
They okayed Harley Quinn sexually assaulting Nightwing. Because that happened in an animated movie.
And they played it off by they're just tickling.
Right. But then the minute Batman is supposed to please his woman, heroes don't do that, guys. You sons of bitches.
I mean, they the R word, killing people, just beating up homeless people, just all of that. And you think in the one time that
Batman doesn't reciprocate.
Bro, hold on. Listen. So essentially, we all know that essentially it boils down to Batman's superpower is prep time.
Damn it! Do not repeat that. I was ignoring it for a reason. I knew he was going to say that shit.
So we all know that Batman's superpower is prep time, right? So if his superpower is prep time, when it comes to sex, he has to be a foreplay master. He has to be a foreplay master. So why would he not do that?
It doesn't make your body needs, but not the one it deserves.
So as someone who dabbles in so I'm gonna tell you right now, Batman has a whole utility belt. You mean to tell me he ain't got not one or two toys hiding in there that can help out in certain situations? You mean to tell me he don't got like a bat chick thing that kind of like that
comic books on YouTube. Whoa, Harley did what to who? She did that to Nightwing in the Harley Quinn and Batman.
It is one of the DC animated series movies, straight to DVD movies.
She tied him to the bed.
And she took what she wanted.
She looked at him and says, "You're no longer a boy, Wonder."
After she took,
let's not forget Wonder Woman is 1984 as well.
Hey,
we're not going to use the R word.
No.
Don't use the R word.
Listen. Because after Harley Quinn took Lex Luger and the Giant, she wanted the dick, sucker. Nightwing, I'm coming for you, nigga.
You wanted dick from dick. So yeah.
Oh Jesus. Oh man, but yes, no, we are all very much so proponents of being heroes here. We may have some villainous tendencies.
I'm villainous all the way.
But
if that's what heroes do,
I said it backwards.
all the way.
We have villainous tendencies, but
heroes don't do that, but we do.
Yes. Good listening. Anyway. All right. So leave comments down below what you think about that whole situation. And of course, also tweet it WB and retweet the picture that Zack Snyder put up. Yeah, we gotta make sure that I want to see that scene put into the show. That's why Harley Quinn is amazing. What's up?
Yo, Johnita, don't forget, don't front like the boomerang don't vibrate.
That's canon. That's canon. That's canon from Batman.
Batarang, but yes. Oh, what?
Yeah. They had a vibrating batarang on Batman 66. So I'm just saying, you don't know. Adam West would just be like, Selena, sit here. Get it, girl.
And he had Julie Newmar and he had Eartha Kitt. Yeah, you would need one, especially Eartha Kitt.
Oh man.
She was anyway. Sorry, getting up.
Yeah, let's get serious though.
Yes, we gotta get serious.
So just on another note, since we got a few more minutes left, y'all. If y'all are not aware, yesterday was Juneteenth. We all are. So most of us are pretty much aware of what Juneteenth is. We all pretty much understand how Juneteenth goes. Congress decided to make Juneteenth a national holiday now.
Federal
holiday. I cannot wait for the Juneteenth Hallmark cards to happen. The Juneteenth parade is probably going to happen. That's going to be very racist. I can't wait for that too. What are y'all thoughts on that right now?
Please let me go first. Please, I'm sorry, Herb.
Go ahead.
I just got to get this out. First off, I have a problem with white people being off and getting paid for Juneteenth. I have a serious problem about that. Like, it's just, no, that's not for y'all. Take your asses to work. Also, I appreciate you making Juneteenth a federal holiday, President Biden. Now, let's get to this anti-lynching bill that's been there since the fucking 30s. Let's get to that. How about let's not get rid of critical race theory. Let's not do that. How about that, President Biden, in all of your magnificence and all of this shit? Like, I appreciate it, but don't keep trying to pat me on my back while you steal my fucking wallet, bro. That's what you're doing with this.
So let me ask everybody a question. Does everyone here actually know what Juneteenth actually is? No. I'm asking generally, like, because some people think it's the Emancipation of Freedom. Like, no, the Emancipation Proclamation was in 1863. In 1865, almost 2-3 years later, Texas was one of the last plantation people to still hold on to slaves. So they literally had to get federal indictment to come through and and forcibly remove it. So that was like the last of slavery to finally be, last of that particular plantation slavery for that to be done and over with. So people act like that was the end of slavery because of Juneteenth. Juneteenth to us is not our Independence Day. It's not our 4th of July, but guarantee it's going to happen though. It's going to be treated like our 4th of July. It's going to be we got Candace Owens acting like, oh, it's lame that Juneteenth. Say what?
Well, it's actually been people have already started replacing Juneteenth with 4th of July.
Yeah,
4th of July. They celebrate their 4th of July on Juneteenth. A lot of people in the Black community have done that. I know some personally who have done that. I've participated in that sometimes. So it's already starting to happen. Now the capitalist version of it that's about to be rolled out on us, that's a major concern as well.
It's going to be Black Cinco de Mayo. Yeah. You're gonna see people asking for Hennessy at the bar while white people wearing dashikis.
Hennessy 20. Hennessy is gonna be 40% off. Like,
bro, the Juneteenth sale commercials that people have been doing on TikTok. I don't have one, but I pay attention.
God.
I mean, listen,
he's got one. He just don't want to admit it.
y'all are hilarious. You people are hilarious, but at the same time, it's very, very frustrating because you know it's gonna come to pass. Like it's gonna here's the
Old
thing.
Navy, 100% cotton shirts.
So, real quick. Juneteenth is June 19th, correct?
Yes.
But the federal government made it a holiday on which day?
The 18th.
Right. They made it. They
Friday.
made it official on Thursday to give them the Friday off.
And to give them Friday off, so they're
And my job's
already
giving me-
starting.
Yeah, and my job's giving me the my holiday pay tomorrow. So
Yo, Johnny to stop it. Johnny to stop
Everybody
it.
down and dance for Cracker Barrel.
No, yo, I'm trying to tell you.
It's funny because we were just talking about that shit.
I'm over here just thinking like they're gonna have like Mason put in YouTube. They're gonna have Juneteenth Target sales. Anything?
Oh well.
Shirts of cotton, 100%.
Yo.
I made a joke the other day with some friends of mine. We went to this bar and they're like, oh, who's gonna pay for this tab? And I looked at my white friends and said, hey, it's Juneteenth, y'all. And I looked at them and said, hey, that's a nice shirt. Was that cotton? And then it was just like,
Yo,
yeah, they didn't
no. Amazon workers, apparently some Amazon workers, not all, fuck y'all. They had received a special Juneteenth lunch. And guess what was inside this lunch for Juneteenth?
Watermelon and fried chicken.
Fried chicken and cornbread.
Bro.
Get the fuck out of
Yeah.
So quick question, dude. Oh my god, this is so much to digest. So I find it funny that those who are embracing the fact that it was a federal holiday for them to get off are actually like they're the same ones that are against CRT, which is called critical race theory. Shout out to Steve Taylor who hooked us up on his Juneteenth jam yesterday. Is on YouTube. I was sharing a couple of links for that. So one of the things that is happening is there's a big discourse in education for history classes to be taught as actual history and not this whitewashed softball version of history.
Indentured servants.
No, prisoners with jobs. One of the things that people are fighting against is because they feel like critical race theory is going to okay, so I know not to put y'all biz out there. I know Herb and Rick have had jobs in education. What are some of y'all thoughts on the critical race theory and what is the actual issue that people are afraid of?
Herb, go ahead because I've cut you off a couple times because I'm gonna get real.
Because I gotta think about this one.
Okay, cool. I got you. I might even cover what you might say for this. I am known for interrupting history classes in February because some of my white coworkers decide that they're going to teach about, I don't know, women in World War II. They're going to teach about everything except for the history of Black people in this country. So me being me, the 6'5", 300-pound ignorant Black man who don't give a fuck about nothing that you got to say, I'm going to interrupt your classroom and say, hey, it's Black History Month. Let's teach about Black history, you motherfuckers. Because they just choose to ignore everything and America has just we've been so nice and we've been so gentle to everyone and we gave the Native Americans their own land. No, you murdered, raped, and pillaged everything. You murdered, raped, and pillaged everything. You took things, you stole people, you stole histories. Say that. Stop bullshitting around it and let's talk about the shit for real. Let's put the real history out there. You rotten motherfuckers.
I think another thing, just to piggyback on what he's saying too. How about the fact that we never was taught about the Tulsa Massacre? Like we said in the beginning of the month, talking about the 100th anniversary this year. I didn't find out about that shit till Watchmen came out, and I'm 35. How about the fact that people couldn't even, talk about that shit back then? Because if police officers asked you, hey, what do you know about the Tulsa Massacre? That happened over there. Boom, boom, boom. This happened. They're going to kill you. What'd you say, Ian?
Oh yeah, so off camera guy just asked a poignant question. When did you can respond to this in the comments on YouTube or on Facebook? When did any of you guys learn about Chairman Fred Hampton? When did any of you people learn? I learned about
February.
No. The Black Messiah.
Judas. Most people are gonna say Judas and the Black Messiah. I fortunately have a very militant grandfather. I learned about him, but I learned about him when I was in my late teens, almost in my 20s. That's when I heard the name, right? This is one of the most influential Black men of all times, one of the greatest leaders that we ever had, that was murdered when he was 21 years old. And the majority of us didn't find out about him until last year.
Mm-hmm. So unfortunately, what does have to happen is much like my experience growing up. Like I said, my mother was also very militant. Was giving me a side education as opposed to also what I was learning in school. If I didn't have my mom doing what my mom did, and I just learned everything from history class all the way up, I would think the only Black people that ever existed before my parents or grandparents was Martin Luther King,
and Malcolm X,
Booker T. Washington, and I'm trying to think of like what did the history teach us? That's pretty much it. Like Martin Luther King and Booker T. Washington. Like the only thing we did was I have a dream and we made a peanut into peanut butter.
Yeah, and just to piggyback on what you're saying, Cam, I mean, RDC even put out a video about that. Yeah, Black history. We're going to talk about Martin Luther King and Rosa Parks sat in the front of the bus and got arrested. Yeah, so let's go on to the next subject. Like, that's all we're going to talk about? We're not going to talk about anything else? I mean, shit, just hell, I didn't even find out about Rosewood until I seen the movie. And even then, I just thought it was a movie.
Right, okay.
You know,
you didn't even they didn't teach, like the fact that I found out later on that year that it was the actual true story. Like, for real, we're not talking about this shit.
Okay, so I see in the comments, shout out to Corey Johnson. I see what you're saying. I think what we have to do is learn about ourselves. Then we begin to teach those who don't know. That's kind of what I was alluding to. My mom literally would take me aside, extra homework, like as if like, you know, I grew up in the 80s and the 90s. So it's like for me, homework was already the devil already. I had no internet. I had nothing. I had, no cable. So
yeah, Encyclopedia Britannica.
I had an Encyclopedia Britannica, the 27 volume. Anyway, I learned the alphabets, but no, I get what you're saying. Unfortunately, you're right. It is our responsibility to teach other people, but that's where critical race theory is supposed to was trying to do. Is try to teach other people various other history. You don't tell other people it's your responsibility to learn more of math. No, you learn algebra, pre-calculus, calculus, trigonometry, and stuff like that in school. You learn about these various statistics and stuff like that in math. You learn about this various science and science classes and stuff like that in school. They teach you all these different criteria and expansions of these basis knowledge of it. It's the equivalent of going through high school and only learning that all the 5 elements of the earth, and that's it. The 4 elements, and that's it. That's all you need to know about biology. That's like teaching you geography is just the continents and not the countries inside the continents.
So real quick, just Johnny Jackson, speaking of the white savior trope and things of that nature, please, guys, we are begging you, we are asking you, tune in next week. We got some shit coming for y'all. I promise you. Like, this is going to blow your minds what we have coming for you next week. Again, we're not drinking next week. This is going to be a really powerful episode.
My last one in right now.
Yeah. Well, I mean, for this episode, I'm still drinking throughout the rest of the week.
Corks back on the bottle. And I'll finish my. But yeah, next week is very important. It's imperative. You guys need to watch it. You need to see it. Share
with your friends too, because I'm telling you right now.
Yes, you're going to want to see it. And
matter of fact, we're going to have Black Moments of Excellence as we have in our merch. And if you look down, we have still in our merch Black Moments of Excellence. Yes. That's pretty much going to be our background all of next week. We're going to put Black Moments of Excellence. We're going to put that up there.
Any Michael B. Jordan fans, they need to tune in.
Way too much.
I'm just saying. Listen. So, hey, I gotta intrigue him a little bit. Give you a little breadcrumb. Give you a little taste. Like in Snowfall.
That's good enough. That's good enough. Now reel it back in. But one last thing I was going to say pertaining to the Juneteenth conversation, especially with everybody saying this movie I saw, this is how I found it. Basically, this is why representation matters. This is why having the media, because if you think about it, back in the day, books were looked at in the 1700s as a bad thing to rot in children's mind, but ultimately became the main force for education. And as media has progressed in different ways throughout our history, the newest version eventually takes over. So it's not a bad thing to have your children learn something through the media of television, YouTube, their iPad, as long as they're learning something from it. But ultimately what I'm saying is that it is important, imperative that you have proper representation, wink, wink, on whatever it is that you're showing, whatever it is that you're teaching, because we got to show them somehow. And yes, it's our responsibility as parents to make sure our children know these stories. They see these stories. While I made little Trey watch the Bronx 5 documentary on Netflix. I wasn't going to sit him down at the computer and make him read through Microphage. He had to see it. He has to visualize it, because that's the type of generation that we're bringing up. I'm not concerned about the people in the past and what they did and how they did it. Love you. Fuck them. I'm mad because ain't nobody tell me about this. I'm mad because I had to find this stuff out as an adult. So now I'm learning, and I'm doing it differently with my child and any future children that I have and any nieces or nephews that I have. That's how I'm going to do it. So representation matters. It's hella important. But that's all I got to say about it.
But
I think off-camera guy is about to come back and say something.
Yeah, I just want to
real active this episode.
Yeah, I just wanted to piggyback off of Trey. Yeah, representation matters. You think about
can y'all hear him?
Eli.
speak up a little bit.
I mean, yeah, they should be able to hear me. Any comments? No?
No, you sure?
Nothing. Yeah, go ahead.
All right, so, yeah, if you think about the Book of Eli with Denzel Washington, see, representation matters. All right? Yeah, the Bible is the Bible, right? But the Bible is a historical account that, it is what it is. Everybody has their versions of it, and they can aim it at whatever they need to do. That's kind of where we are. And we need to reclaim our history. They used that very book that I just mentioned to placate us and kind of just wipe the slate clean every time something goes, you just go take it right back there.
No, stop investing so much in a magical hippie, yo.
Oh, there we go. All right.
Happy
Sunday.
So piggyback off of EO, there was something that I said in the
camera guy.
I'm sorry, piggyback off of off camera guy. Something that I said in the Juneteenth jam session that I did. It starts off as a myth, then myth from word of mouth, then is written down. Once it's written down, it becomes facts. Facts told throughout history, facts told throughout, story piece passed down becomes history. That's basically how we are taught history or taught anything. Word of mouth, then write it down, comes into and everyone believes that fact. Whether it's true or not, we won't know, but as long as it's written down and documented, that's the fact that we go through. And
Mason Smith, your last comment on YouTube, we're now best friends. Me and you are best friends.
No, you haven't met Mason. Okay, yeah.
We are best friends now. We're not
gonna turn the show about to iHeart Mason. Let's go ahead and end it right now.
We're gonna do karate in the garage after this episode.
Dear God. Okay, guys. Yes. Please turn in next week. Please share.
We got some fire for y'all.
Yes.
We're not drinking.
We got a special guest. We're not drinking. It's a special guest. It's for the culture.
I still got this bottle of Jack Daniels to get through.
For the culture. Tune in. There'll be commercials.
Listen, just another quick aside. We're really about to show you guys why you should never meet your heroes next week. I promise you. Next week is about why you should never meet your heroes.
Clip of the week.
Yeah.
Send it out.
Yeah. Speaking of heroes,
I mean, those are pretty strong words right there.
If you want to be able to beat your heroes when you meet your heroes, you should go to blerdsandwhiskey.com, click on our partners page, and go to FNXFit.com. FNX Fit has everything you need to get your gains, to get your muscles up, to get your cardio up, to get all that together. Use the promo code FNX Blerds13 to get 15% off your FNX purchases and beat the shit out of your Sylvester Stallone. That's another deep dive for next week. Go to FNXFit.com, get everything you need.
Close this out.
Yeah. So,
Please close this out.
guys, it's
No, I
been
think you just
fun.
close it out.
As always, yeah.
Up to it, down
Up
to it.
down to it. Fuck those who don't do it. We do it because we used to it. Drink
Drink
motherfuckers.
motherfuckers sleep. Except for next week. Don't do that.
Yo, stop.
Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, and that technicolor rainbow in between, it's your boy Trey Proper.
It's your boy Big Herb.
And thank you for watching
Blerds and Whiskey. Be sure to like, share, subscribe on all social media platforms.
And check us out on blerdsandwhiskey.com.
Be sure to get that merch.
And come take this shot.